I'm Alan Block here on the final morning of the Monsoon Cup. We haven't given you a chance to see what these boats are really about up close. And I've got Hayden Goodrick on the bow. Can you just sort of tell us about this bow and what your job is up here real quick, and what are the tools you have to work with?
Primarily, I'm obviously running the foredeck up here, and I'm responsible for hoisting the spinnaker at the top mark, sail downwind. Right now I'm just hanking the jib onto the forestay, putting some tape around it, ensuring that when I do put the spinnaker up, it doesn't tear at the top mark. So, being the leaders in this competition, we can't afford to have any issues.
So as we sort of push back here along the deck of the boat, we see a fairly large coach roof here, a lot of angle there to play with, and kind of hazardous footing, I think, for that bowman. You see it out there always hanging on to something. There is no lifeline on this boat either. Like most match racing boats, gives them more freedom to move around, to bring their bodies outside of the boat. See a nice long spinnaker pole, and Hayden manhandling that heavy aluminum pole around. Very simple shrouds, okay, 2 shrouds per side, and they're not allowed to adjust them at all, I believe. So they're set. A very conventional vang setup that leads back to both sides, and also very conventional spinnaker halyards leading right back here for the pitman to pull them up and pull them down. But most of the work goes on right there at the mast with Hayden, as we saw, working hard. And these guys are really, really super fit to be able to move this stuff around. It takes a lot of strength to get these sails up as quickly as you can. I see it looks like a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 on the main sheet. How do they get any purchase on the sail at all?
Listen, so you can look at the front there. There's a fine tune that's run down, and there's a block and tackle system below the boat. So you've got a backstay and a fine tune are the 2 controls at the fore and aft section of that of the block there in the center. And so there's a little muscle box system in there. So you've got a lot of control on that fine tune. You can really pull the main in, and because there's no traveler, sometimes it's really important that you have to pull the main in really hard to get the return on the leach. So there's a little strop on the back there. So that's the sort of fun and games that the competitors are all looking to adjust there on the so that you can adjust your throw on your backstay. Making sure you've got that backstay set up so you're in the right range, so you can get enough backstay. That's your key mechanism for depowering the boat, and Rod Dawson will be playing that nearly as much as he's playing the mainsail.
Something that we see on pretty much every race boat is markings on the backstay, is markings that we can repeat settings. I don't see anything like that here. How do they know that they have the right setting?
Well, Rod will be on this boat. Will be putting those little tape marks onto the backstay so that he knows where he's pulling to. But similarly, once they get off the boats, they're generally quite keen to take those tape marks off, so that other competitors can't start to sort of latch onto the settings that they're using.
So every time you get on the boat, even if you switch boats 5 times in a day, you're still doing that same process, marking everything and redoing it to your liking.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, as the monsoons open up again, I don't think fast is going to be a problem today. They're going to go fast, and we're going to close this off.